Great and beautiful morning and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. Yeah, welcome to 523 edition of Invest Data Trading Academy. Yes, the site we use for the for the teaching as a for the class is just not coming up. I don't know whether it's network or I want to use the normal chat we use for our Saturday class to discussion today. Yes, even as I'm looking at the sector rotation and the talking numbers on result that hit the market recently. But before we're going to looking at the topic today, we want to look at what is happening globally in the in the global market. We'll start from Asia. We're seeing that there's a rebound in the market recently, and which is also a good news for global economy, including ours also here in Nigeria and African market as we speak. Good news. Why I say so is that we are seeing that since the move for peace in the Middle East, we have seen a kind of rebound, in some of the markets. Even at this hour, we're seeing that there's a mixed, trend in the market. Asia market, has opened, in the downside. This, midweek trading as investors watch the outcome of the trade deals ahead of, the deadline of 19th July. 9th July, not sorry, 9th July for the tariff deadline for discussion. Why Japan also, was that Japan also stocks also was down after Trump has calculated on the deal with Tokyo. You can see these are the things that also that also kind of influencing some market. But good news that the U.S. market has also is expressing mixed performance. Even as we see it, trending up as we come to U.S. market, we'll talk more of that. But because of the deadline, I think that there's a kind of a doubt for for Japan deal with US. You can see that. But don't forget that before now that Europe or call it England or you call it UK has already secured them, and also we're seeing that China is already on it. But as we speak, there's also some some doubt in China how far to go. But Trump have set the deadline, but let's see how before then how they conclude. We know that there's a power committee or set up to look at what is happening in this different economy. Let's see how they're going to also play around it. But that is a good one that investors should also have at the back of mind. That's why the skepticism of about Japan and that of others. I tell you that India also, in the trade pact, have promised the US that they also agree because they have seen that uh, India and US are over moving. But to speak now, South Korea also stock has also dropped. And that like the Asia market is somehow down. Consider South Korea. Also, we're seeing that Hong Kong also is also in up as we speak now. Also, but why Schengen index is also down. But Hong Kong, index is up by 0.5, catch up after returning from holiday. What you know. But last week we believe that as Trump announced also China and the US discussion reached an agreement. They already at the finishing terms outline, which also also give a light where it is available. Australia also was seen that the states report in Australia for the month of May, also came out powerfully. We see a rebound in retail, which was a sign of economic indices looking up there, a good one. Although that the growth was slightly below forecast, but still a good one. But not that means we're seeing a decline in food spending, setting out the bound and also growth in the report. And these are the things we can see in that market as we speak now. But if we move to what is happening in in Europe, good one, I think that Europe market as we speak now has also adjusted in the north. Good news for that market as we speak. For the market to be looking up, then it's something I believe that there's also an I believe that there's also a signal that yes, the rate cut will continue, but not as sharp as expected. But let's see, good one for them. But likely, if the not as sharp as expected, but let's see, good one for them. But likely, if the deal was to further say how the central bank there, the ECB will also be easy. But I believe that they are not in a rush to speak. The indices there are in green. I see that the Germany market is up by 0.3 as we speak now. Whilst here, the France also an insight on how to go about their investment. But I believe that ECB has lowered the interest rate from record high by two full percent point over the last year. For a good one, and inflation also came in that as a central bank in that region has also expected last month was about 2% target, confirming that the era of runaway price is over in that region. And I believe that also as we are over here, as we are looking forward to that, see how our own MPC is going to look like. But let's see what the world. I believe that a lot of things are happening right now, and you can see that in the oil market, which is the commodity market. We have seen that this morning that they will see a little where little move today at the at the international market as traders continue to digest the progress on what on Israel and Hamas ceasefire, and also a build in US inventory ahead of what upcoming OPEC meeting. And I've said that OPEC is also focused on the that investors should a company that into oil countries OPEC should also invest invest in what in discovering new and in machine to keep, or if not, they're forecasting that before 2030 we might likely see also a general outlook going down for the global economy. For me, I think it's time for, but we're seeing that at this hour that crude oil is trading at 67.04 dollar at this hour as we speak, which is also below the benchmark index for Nigeria. But let's quickly look at the US market before going to what is happening in Africa, because we have a lot to do today, but we'll make it brief. Yes, if you look at the US market is in gain now. I'll tell you that is a good one. After the Senate has passed the policy, Trump policy, and that also to give an insight where the economy is going and the spending on that also. These are the things that also influencing the market there to close higher, following the passage of the fiscal policy bill for that was Trump and signature and legislature agenda. This is the measure to move. So House of Representatives also with the proper having a majority. Let's see the pending deadline to see how it was a good sign, and that also on the economic calendar will provide more. This also things that I believe will also improve US, knowing that the tariff has sent a lot of signal of high inflation and all that, but who believe that they will figure out how to manage their economy. And also, like I said earlier, as investors assess the Senate now approved version of the massive tax cuts and the spending package, to keep tab on the outlook for inflation, for interest rate and tariff. Good one as they make a taking step to make that things are put in place to checkmate what food prices, and also that is a good one, and that has made the market also to be looking up. I think House have to take and Senate to look at it and ramp up, and back it up, and before it becomes a law. Let's see how it goes. But this also impacts the market. Also, don't forget that all eyes are still on what on the job data. Also, in US as we speak, Fed policy also hinge on that. The outcome, also inflation. These are the things that will guide the policy in the direction of Fed. For that, we are seeing expect to see a good data come. We also give one that to see the rising job created, the gap will different. These are the things that we will expect that this data will reveal more and also give investors a direction where US economy is also heading to. But I believe that this tariff deal will clear a lot of things. Now between now and the 9th of July, see where we are also heading to. But let's wait and see. Yes, comes to African market is mixed. Even as we speak now, we're seeing that Nigeria market is also trying to rebound. Even other market in Africa, but good news that Nigeria market is trying to rebound at this point. That also gives an insight to what investors also expect from the market next direction, for the market. But good news, like I said, that the market has rebounded. We're seeing that as we speak, the index is already in green, rebounding from what we saw yesterday, the lost position or the pullback on the first trading day of the month of July. Market rebound now to this hour. Market is already above the 120,000 again, as we speak, which is a good news. On the positive market sentiment, we're seeing that the market internals are very strong positive. We're having almost 45 gainers right now and 20 losers as we speak at this hour. Tells you that the market momentum is increasing, and we're seeing stocks making new high. As we speak now, we're having a 45 stock on the gainer chart, while 19 on the loser chart. On the top five, we're seeing Elale Cleaning, followed by Kitties and Machine, Thermos Wax, and Homatech, and Carvaton. These are local stocks dominating, but you can see among the 25 also I see medium and medium and under caps, low caps also in that direction. For me, it's a good one for the market at this point. Yes, as speaking now, if you look at the loser side, the other the flip side, we're seeing that if capital is leading on the loser chart right away, they're followed by what picking insurance. I see Guinea Insurance and John Holt, and also we're seeing that the life of Prestige. These are the top five as we speak now. But I believe that the market momentum and the wave of the market is still positive. And don't forget, this is the month of what we call earnings reporting season. I'm already seeing that March account and others are coming. Even though that overdue numbers are coming, these are the things that will guide the market going into the future. Knowing that yes, also the same month, all eyes are still on May inflation and also the MPC coming. Also, this combined at the end of the month of July, market will be heading where it is because this information that will come from all this will give investors a clue on what to be sitting on, what we're looking at for in the next days of the first or the third quarter of the year. This is the first trading month for for the third quarter, and I believe that investors understand that each quarter, each month in the Nigeria market has peculiar activity, either positive or negative, or some are dicey, but we believe that any season month, especially at the market have rallied for the month of April, May, and June, we expect to see a slowdown, which we are not surprised in market putting down for almost 4 trading days before this rebound was seen. And also for those that are ready, I think I wrote that, but the market has formed a double bottom. We're going to work to see that double chart, the pattern, if a rebound, that means a confirmation, then we'll not see the volume, the market will go with it. That is very, very thing that we also look at as a trader and investor whenever you are in the market is very, very important. This is the market index. I told you that the way we used for our class is not opening as we speak now, but quickly go to those companies that are going to discuss today, and their numbers are here already. We start from what? We start from we start from University Press. University Press is an match account. I can see it here. This is their profit and loss account, comprehensive one audited account for the period ended 31st of June of March 2020. Right on this note, we are seeing that we are seeing already that the market is already reacting to the result, but we want to see what is the state of this result. For us to know the state of this result is very, very important that you know that as a trader investor, that will help you to know exactly what to do. But looking at this company, don't forget these companies are into what? Into service, good service, they're into what? Press service, into print and all that. And because they're into print, there's seasonality in their business, especially when the students are about to resume, where this most of the schools also be paying even ahead for them to supply their goods and books for them. And this is period they make a lot of sense. And it fall also within the period that yes, that is when they have their second quarter. Yeah, at the beginning of their second quarter, which most of that put it in your back of your mind. But now we're seeing for the whole year, we see improvement in this result, even when their period is not too attractive, but there's an improvement that signal that yes, totally we're seeing a turnaround in the manufacturing industry, because also this sector is also cost because of diesel and other, but we're seeing gradual improvement as it reflects on their numbers. Not only in this company, from the past quarters, we're seeing numbers coming from that industry, manufacturing sector looking up. Even the one that are released recently, the life of PZ was seeing the result, even though the first quarter, the last quarter for that May were missed, but this is a sign. Looking at this revenue moving from 2.63 billion to 3.4 billion, tell that this company is also expanding. If their top line can increase, and that also translated translate into what was seen at the bottom line. We also saw that also the income, other income within the period also improved from 62.65 million to 400 and something. This also reflected on the number that at the end of the day, you can see that the profit after tax report, that is where investors are paying attention. Even when the interest income also was up. If you look at here, post the end of the day, company has turned profit for the whole year. The financial year ended March against a loss position, and the company also go ahead also to reward shareholder with 15 kobo. You can see the earning per share move from almost from can see is it 4 kobo selling now from 4 kobo negative to almost around the 10 kobo, I would say 10 kobo any per share. That I also paying you almost 15. For me, it's a good one for the company at the end of the day. Okay, it's the 14 kobo, and they're also paying 50 kobo. That means they only must pay almost all they have for the year as dividend. For me, it's not a bad one for the company. But quickly look at the other financial ratios in this result. Which one quickly look at the company asset. Look at the company cash flow. Look at the company assets also. I think that the company asset is not bad. Look at the balance sheet of the company. If you look at it up here, that's the first one for the company. Look at the balance sheet up here. You can see that also there's also improvement. Looking at the company total is where we go, because if not, I think it's a move, it's a plus for them if we could go to cut it off in this current financial year and go what and go positive. Because of our time, we could look at a lot of NLN Africa. We look at the Jais Bank, which is from the bank at the last one. So we can look at it. That is a good number, but it will be the last we want to look at before we call it a day. But if you look at the one from result from Southern Africa, the same industry of printing and also publishing, you can see that also we're seeing here the total assets here is higher compared to that one, and also they pay a higher dividend compared to that one. You can see that's why I say price feed on earnings and also your dividend payout ratio. On these numbers are not looking bad here. But if you go to see down and look at the profit and loss account for this company, and also is a good one from 4 point something billion to almost 5.8. For me, 4.1 billion to 5.2 billion is a good one for Latin Africa. At the end of the day, if you look at the bottom line, here you can see that the profit for the year also improved from 100 something million to 494.988 million, which is good. And end of the 60 kobo earning per share against 1 kobo that was in the previous year, and that also translates to a 35 coming up powerfully as as the company is taking advantage of the economy recovery, or that is also the economy recovery, or that is also a good one for Redstar. Consider their retained earnings here is also improving. Consider their retained earnings here is also improving. Seriously for me, it's a good one for us to pay. Seriously for me, it's a good one for us to pay attention to this company, and their share issue is also relatively small. That is good news here. You should also pay attention to. As we speak now, their share issue is less than is below 9 small size shares, and also the holding structure is 9 small size shares, and also the holding structure is also tight. For me, it's a good one. Also tight. For me, it's a good one that this company. If you look at the numbers, what is the problem? You can see there's a good improvement from 16.213 billion to 21.6 billion. This is a good improvement at the end of the day. Translate also to almost doubling about 50% growth in profit after tax. For me, it's a good one for this company, and it shows that yes, the cost of their finance income also increased, and the cost also at the end of the day, the cost when they have finance income came every day, the cost when they have finance income came with the finance not at the end of the day, you can see that cost of finance also dropped. That also are reflected. For me, efficiency for losses also was made even higher than what they do. Losses also was made even higher than what they do previous year. At the end of the day, this company is also reporting a profit of 546.252 million against 343 million. For me, it's a good one that translates to an earning per share of this kobo, and dividend of 35 kobo is up for shareholders in this company. And for me, it's a good one. If you look at what is the cash flow of this company looking at, there are things that we pay attention to, especially in this kind of class. We look at what operating cash flow is, it going up in the same direction with the earnings. That is what matters here. We must be able to see if the net is also going. But here, if you look at it's not negative. Their net operating cash flow is not negative, but a little decline from the previous year. But I believe that we'll also continue to watch to see if their Q1 will move that direction. If there's a turnaround, that will also be a plus for this company. We quickly look at that of Jais Bank result. I told you that all the dividends are paid for starting from The numbers are not looking good, but for UPL University Press, 15 people, if they're not of Learn Africa, 35 people put, I know you have seen, we have to relate these numbers with their dividend and the price, how market is reacting to them. I'll tell you that even though, as I speak now, as of yesterday, these stocks was in the bid for, I mean, Redstar, and also because their share issue is small and the movement also been slow. But I tell you, as their Q1 come, that was already defined. That means it's an opportunity. Don't mind the 35 people they are paying if you got dividend, but for capital gain, it's a stock also you should pay attention and watch and see what you can make from it. If you want to look at the stock also you should pay attention and watch and see what you can make from it. If you want to look at the one from the banking industry, yes, we know that this is a special bank in that sector, that sector interest free banking, and we're seeing an impressive number emanating for full year. And that's why also I tell you that if you also can study what is happening in Sterling Bank has also dual license going into general banking and also having a starting to do also the special banking. That is why you must also pay attention to that bank. Even now, you are not well. If you can see how the idea is taking advantage of the industry where it is, the special bank is doing to rake this money, expect the same thing going to the future from Sterling Bank, especially if the bank meets the 200 capitalization for industrial for national bank, sorry, that will also be a plus. But looking at this figure from for Jais Bank, I see that Jais Bank is going somewhere. Also, as their number is growing, Jais Bank is also growing its payout to its shareholders. Even they are in Kobo for its direction. And also the shareholding structure of Jais Bank is still very, very tight. You can see both institutional investors all participating in this kind of bank, whether they are saying something because of the special nature of this bank. We expect that yes, it might not be as profitable as that of the other commercial bank, but in their own space, they are making money, which is also very, very important. Look at the top line moving from 44.43 billion to what to 82.87 billion. This is a good this gross income for 2024 financial year. We have not seen their first quarter, but from the forecast they are given already, you can see that they are also expect to make a good result from it for first quarter. When it comes, it also confirm it. But I know that the more they give all this insight, even if they're not really difficult, it can also guide you as a trader or investor to know what to do. Looking at this figure, you can see that there's really no can see that their impairment charge also dropped from what they saw in 2023 to what 2024. Good one. That means they improve their risk management. That is for me is a plus for them. Return to equity investment account. You can see also there's also improvement there, even though it's negative because of the returns out of also. But look at the next income after provision, what it is, and also what is the bank share. You can see here for me it's a good one for the company. At the end of the day, what is the bottom line for the company? For that is going to know after the total, what is the gross earning. It's called the total income here. Then now look at the total income to speak now is about 60, 60, 61 billion, 61.76 billion against 31.82 billion. For me, it's a good one for the Jais Bank. At the end of the day, what does it translate? This is what total income expenses are not expenses also increased from 20.76 billion to 27, even with increment in expenses because the total income for the period that's up. That also translates for what a good profit after tax of 22.48 billion against 11. That is 100% up, 100% bottom line. This is for me a good one for this special bank in the way it is also operating. At the end of the day, what is the per share here? We need to be very important because we want to see the number as per share. You can see this is in Kobo. You can see that the earning per share is in Kobo. You can see it's 6.3 kobo or 6 kobo. Let me like 6 kobo. So then what is about what 3 kobo or 4 kobo. Don't forget that last year they paid a dividend of 4 kobo. What this year we are seeing what 7 kobo. This was almost more than 50% to increase in their dividend payout for the period. Even when results accumulate, these are things that should pay attention to in this kind of market as we speak now. Yes, we might also look at the other figure, but because of this way we used to look at our chart was it's not live our previous column, the chart we just discussed before. There is more of what happened yesterday. We're not seeing live chart, but from next Friday, the site where we use for our live class is not up and doing today. And I try to call it, but it's not giving us the live output right now. But I believe that with this, we understand where the market is going. The new momentum that we're seeing, even when market was delayed between now and starting numbers, and the first number will start hitting us from what? From second week of July. Why the early filers that comes from the mortgage company can start hitting even from next week, but really between now and end of month of July, we're going to see anything that also redefine the direction of the market and also the outcome of our MPC meeting in this month. For that, investors should take advantage of any pullback we are seeing to buy into value and also take advantage of all the up market to cash out profit, because if they know the nature of the market, no market remain up, no market remain down. And also, as we are entering the stock, you already have your what, your trading plan, which you have your what, your buy range, your stop loss, and your profit taking. And when you need your profit, don't hesitate to take your profit. But if it's a winning team or a winning stock position, you take your profit slowly. But I tell you, profit taking is part of what, of trading and investing. On this note, I'll say thank you. I'll see you next Friday by God's grace. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. Bye.